If you're rich in this country, you get to spend almost unlimited time with your children. But if you're a working mom like me, you see your child for a few hours at the beginning and end of each day.
So, rich people have unlimited time with their families. Wealthy people are not wealthy because they work hard or have to dedicate much of their time to maintaining and advancing their careers. All rich people have more free time than people in other economic brackets. Got it.
Raising a child, although rewarding, is a huge responsibility. But raising a child under capitalism is a fucking nightmare.
It is a nightmare raising a child under capitalism. So then, I assume you must have raised children under other economic systems in order to make that determination? Or you have done the research necessary to know that to be the case? I am assuming as a courtesy, as you never tell us how you know this to be true.
In a country that talks nonstop about personal freedoms, most mothers have no real freedom in how we raise our children.
Really? Most mothers have no freedom in how they choose to raise their children. All right, I am ready to be educated. In what ways are you being forced to raise your child?
In our economy, the average household contributes at least 40 hours per week in the labor market. Parents, especially mothers, are plagued with parental guilt for not being present in their child's life, often relying on childcare facilities and other education institutions to care for them in their absence.
Firstly, a sense of guilt is a personal, emotional issue. Guilt is not the inherent result of economics. However, it often can be the result of one's personal choices. And there was a simple way to avoid parental guilt. You should not have had children. I know, this is going to sound cruel and insensitive, but I cannot help being something of a pragmatist here. If you were not in a situation where you could afford to raise a family without having to work long hours, then you should not have had children. Now, obviously, I do not know our speaker's personal circumstances, but she had every ability to prevent herself from becoming a parent if she was not at a stage of readiness in life to take on the cost and responsibility of a child.
On average, families spend up to 22% of their income on childcare costs, forcing parents to compromise other necessities and apply for social assistance programs.
So, again, maybe you should not have had any children at that point in your life.
I myself was faced with the decision to either participate in my employer's expensive healthcare plan or apply for Medicaid assistance in an attempt to save money.
So, you had choices in healthcare options. And that is a bad thing. Why?
I, like many families, felt a sense of shame. I felt the stigma that for so long has been associated with families receiving government aid.
Your feelings of shame and your sense of stigma are entirely your problem. You find yourself in this situation because of your own choices. You are not a victim of an economic system. But now that you are in this situation, you and your family are benefiting from government aid, which is paid for via capitalism.
No one should have to work 60 hours a week to provide for kids they don't even get to see.
No one should have to work 60 hours a week to provide for kids they don't even see. So, we're arguing from a moral standpoint, then? Well, all right. What should the solution be for choosing to take on more dependence than you can afford?
Capitalism as an economic system always needs more low-paid workers, and it will never provide working women with the dignity and compensation that we deserve.
Deserve. That you deserve for what? Being a woman? Being a mother? Working women only have access to low-paying jobs? Working women should just be given high-paying jobs because they deserve them? I am not exactly sure what I am meant to take from that statement.
Why? Because capitalism doesn't care about us. Capitalism doesn't care about women, about moms, and certainly not about people of color.
Capitalism doesn't care about anything. It is an economic philosophy and system. It is a concept. But if we are going to anthropomorphize concepts, well, all right. Capitalism doesn't care about anyone who buys what they cannot afford. This extends to every human being, no matter their genitals or melanin count. If you take on more debt than you can pay for, if you take on more mouths than you can feed, capitalism will treat you as a non-participatory actor, and you will be treading water financially unless or until you can bring yourself into a manageable equilibrium of spending and income. Capitalism rewards hard work and good choices and punishes bad choices and a lax work ethic. It also doesn't hold your hand in life. Now, show me a system where people are not ultimately held accountable for their own actions, and I will show you a landscape of chaos and misery.
It hurts kids in our communities, and it doesn't have to be this way.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
Working people have the power to change our society. We need an economic system more in line with how we interact as humans, something that allows us to care for our children and spend time enjoying them. As a working mother, I believe that better system is socialism.
So, our speaker thinks that under a socialist system, all parents will be afforded free time with their kids without the need for long hours of work and labor. That under socialism, parents will be rewarded simply for having children, and that all women will be paid what they deserve. Well, it is a wonder to me why our speaker is not currently in the process of immigrating to China, or Cuba, or Laos, or Vietnam, or Bangladesh, or Guyana, or India, or North Korea, or Nepal, or Nicaragua, or Portugal, or Sri Lanka, or Tanzania, all of which are ranked either middling, to low, or to not even present on most indexes of global quality of life and human development. I mean, if there are already so many economic paradises out there under socialism, why is our speaker endangering her child's welfare by staying in this American nightmare?
Fucking nightmare.
Because capitalism in the United States isn't going anywhere. But then, I think our speaker knows that. Because when your vocation is socialist revolutionary, it pays to live in a place where you will always have something to struggle against and to complain about. As always, thank you for watching.